I just need to do more fun shit that like fuels me up. And one of those things is competing. I'm going to be stepping back into racing half Ironman distance. All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another video. So we're recording this video. This is not a podcast. It's not available on any other platform. Ivy and I were trying to record a workout video, and there was just too many people in the gym, and it bombed. But I gave my word that I was going to record one YouTube video per week. So we're just going to be giving you guys a life update and some cool things that have been happening. So Ivy, welcome to the YouTube channel.
Thank you. Always glad to be here.
So the first thing I had on my list here is you going vegan. So tell us sort of the people when we first met, what you ordered and how you've come to this place now.
Well, obviously I wasn't vegan a couple of years ago. I told you I love sushi coming from, LA. It's such an LA thing. And I ordered some salmon during dinner on our first date. But I asked you if
she was like, do you care if you order salmon?
I didn't want to offend you. I didn't know. Like, I have vegan friends, and they're usually, I usually just go to vegan spots with them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, what did I tell you? It's fine. Whatever you want. I just won't eat it.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And so I think you've been vegan for 4 months now. Like, we've been together for 2 years to put into context.
Uh-huh.
So you've been vegan we've been together for 2 years. Like
fully
this week.
Vegan.
For 5 months now.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 months.
And what prompted the transition?
You.
Me and
PETA. So PETA had asked if I could do a collaboration with them in terms of doing a voiceover, and I did. And, of course, the content for PETA and what they stand for is very strong as far as going vegan and against animal cruelty. Said that eliminates everything, including fish. So I decided that I would give up fish, and luckily we found a really good vegan spot here in
vegan sushi spot.
Yes, in vegan sushi spot in
Westlake. Yeah.
Yeah, Calabasas, Westlake. So that actually got rid of that craving. So I'm good.
Good. So question for you. So for a lot of the people listening, you may be the one that's vegan in your relationship, or you may be the one that's not vegan, and you're wondering either how to transition or how to help your partner transition. So one big thing is I didn't care necessarily if Ivy transitioned. I've been vegan for over 9 years now at this point. And so I was just eating the way that aligned with me, right? And if she wanted to eat fish, which she did for almost a year and a half in our relationship, I was minimal, but still I was like, it's her choice, right? Like, I'm never gonna bash her for eating animal products. And so I just did my thing, and because I do the majority of the cooking, eventually you're just like, well, we're eating tofu, we're eating beans, we're eating lentils, we're eating tempeh, and you kind of just slowly transition. And I didn't think you would ever go 100%. So I'm kind of happy that PETA reached out, because you're really attached to sushi. So I'm happy that PETA reached out, and then I kind of pushed you over the edge, and now you just you can't go back now. They locked you in.
Yeah, but also you not pushing me is one thing that I really appreciate, because if you probably did, I'll be rebellious about it and probably eat more fish. But no, as I was getting more education by you and the nutrition facts
and
of it.
working for Fit Vegan too.
Yeah, working for Fit Vegan, I wanted to be aligned and true to what we stand for as far as mission and how we want to impact people. So also I've seen a lot of changes in terms of my energy and body. So I like it and all the benefits of it. So I was like, why not? Just go for it. And when you started cooking more tasty food, helps. So, we found out we could do tempeh and smoke them or do something and add a lot of flavors. So it's good.
Cool. So, okay, so you transitioned to being vegan now for 5 months. So how have you been feeling? How hard has it been to find food, make food? What's it been
you cook, so it's very easy to find food. I just go to the kitchen. So you shop mostly for everything, because we don't necessarily meal prep at the moment, but
we're using meal prep delivery.
Yeah,
we use Whole Harvest, which you guys want $30 off your order. There's a link down below with the code FitVegan.
So it's very easy. You just heat up food and eat it.
Yeah.
It's good, and it's flavorful.
Yeah. And how is how's recovery been? How's energy been?
I love my Whoop tracking. If you guys
Yeah.
have this, it's the best thing ever for me because I get so excited looking at like every morning my recovery and my stress level and sleep especially. So lately I've been hitting green, 80 and up.
Mm-hmm.
So like I get so excited and my HRVs had gone higher.
Yeah.
So actually higher than my average, which is great. And my Whoop was saying now I'm super fit. So I get competitive with my Whoop tracking. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's great.
So obviously energy's been a little bit better since you transitioned
Yeah,
in
you should know.
recovery. Yeah, there's a lot of energy. I've been having less lately, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, more energy. I don't crash, and if I do, it's time for bed usually. So it's great. It's like perfect timing. I don't usually have the afternoon crash anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, like overall feeling great. My skin looks better. I get more compliments in terms of like how glowy it is. So that's
There is
pretty-
there is such a thing as a vegan glow. Like
Is
it's
it?
real. It's real.
Okay, yeah, so I get that a lot now, and people are asking, what I've been doing. So I just go, eating vegan food and vegan skincare.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about skincare because you're going to be starting your own line. This is the perfect place to kind of mention that. It's going to be a
Launch.
vegan skincare line.
Yes. So I don't know if you guys know, but I was in the skincare industry for a while and learned a lot from just the experience of like working with formulations and such. So it became like my passion. I discovered a new passion in my life, right? And I started like playing around with it and
Like a
happy
mini
to.
chemist.
Yeah, I should have been a chemist. And I am excited to say that I'm getting closer to my dream career, which is owning my own vegan skincare, and it's probably going to launch next year, early next year.
Yeah. Well, and so we're going to add for the people listening that are members or that are going to be new members, we're going to be adding some of the skincare in our welcome boxes for when new members start to work with us to transform. So they get to try it out.
Yeah, he tries it out.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm actually 50 years old, but I look 30.
Yeah, you get the glow, not only from the inside, but it comes out on the
Yeah.
outside.
It's definitely not all the lights we have on us right now.
And the bronzer.
Yeah. So big thing is we're also going to Hawaii next week. So by the time this video comes out, I think we're leaving 2-3 days after.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Tony Robbins strip, a platinum partnership
Relationship.
private event where it's a relationship, it's passion and relationship, I think is what it's called. So it's the only private platinum trip that you get to bring someone. So I was very excited to bring Ivy. I've never been to Hawaii personally. I know Ivy's been like a bunch of times. So I'm very excited. It's
love
like was it like 6-7 days from 10th to the 16th, I believe?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like 6 days, 6 full days of activities and just cool things. I'm ready to take a break. I don't know for you, but it's the
I
end of
was
the
going to document. Sure.
You can document it. I've been working my ass
You
off
guys
for the
can
past
follow-
quarter.
You can follow my stories.
Yeah, I'll put Ivy's Instagram below, but yeah, for me, like after 3 months of working in the business, I'm just like, I'm burnt. Like I need 1 week of nothingness, no social media, no electronics, nothing. And this week technically is supposed to be that week because it's always the first week of the quarter. And I didn't take my vacation because we're going to Hawaii for 2 weeks actually. But yeah, this week I'm feeling it. I'm like,
You're ready.
I'm burnt. I'm like, I'm ready to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
supposed to be our honeymoon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
There's
we're,
a delay in the wedding, but
yeah. So we're getting married in November, potentially.
or
Yeah.
maybe it's a Christmas wedding instead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I need paperwork before then.
It's a winter wonderland wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just waiting for paperwork to get married ultimately. So that, yeah. So hopefully November.
So you
You'll
can
see some cool
stay
stuff.
with me forever.
Yeah, we don't have to move back to another country once again. It's so expensive because last time, for some of you guys have been following us for a long time, like over a year ago, I think I went from living in Mexico to Los Angeles, and then I was going to move to Costa Rica, and then I met you. So I decided to stick around, apply for a visa, didn't work out. Government was like, you have, was it like 5 days to leave the
Yeah,
States?
a week.
I was like, yeah, because it took 3 days of packing because we had a full furnished house. So we had to like sell a bunch of stuff, put some stuff into storage. I had to get the car fixed, install a hitch on it, get a trailer, load the trailer,
Yeah.
and then we drove for 2 days straight up to Canada,
Yeah.
so that I could make it off before the cutoff, or else I'd be banned for 3 years.
Before the deadline, like
Yeah.
we were hauling ass basically, making sure that we make it to the border.
Yeah, and the car died when we got to Canada. It was a like total loss. It's like I bought the car from her. It was in great shape, but it didn't last a trip, and it just died on me. It was a nice Audi, and it just died.
Yeah.
So yeah, lost the car once we got to Canada.
Yeah.
So you had to like fly back down, grab our other Audi, and freaking drive up to Canada.
Drove the twin car, so yes.
Yeah,
It served that purpose. I think it was just to get us through that whole road trip.
yeah. And so we live in Canada for 8 months in Squamish,
Very
BC.
beautiful place, Squamish.
Yeah, we wish we would have moved there during the summer, not during the
Yeah.
winter.
I do have an appreciation for smaller town and people there, though. They're just like so nice. And
Yeah.
we built like a really cool community for the time being that we
Yeah.
were there.
At the local coffee shop.
The local coffee
We spent a
shop
lot of money.
that
at the
we
local-
supported a lot.
Yeah, we funded a chunk of their expansion for sure. Cool. So what I have on there and here is like I got a few life updates I want to share. I don't know if you have anything. The skincare, do you want to share what the name is, all that? We're going to keep it
It's a
secret.
secret.
It's a secret for now? Okay, cool. So whenever it's ready, you guys can stay tuned on her Instagram. And we'll probably do a podcast together whenever it comes
We'll do a
out.
giveaway too for your audience.
Yeah, we'll do a podcast together, and then we can do all, like the giveaway and unannounce it and all that. On my side, and that kind of involves Ivy as well. I've just been having some big breakthroughs in the past month. A lot of mental breakdowns, to be honest. Business is challenging, has its ups and downs, and there were some downs, and it was forced me to kind of reconsider a lot of things that I was doing, and just realized that I wasn't having as much fun as I used to before. So after talking to my mentors, to my coaches, and with Ivy, I was like, I just need to do more fun shit that like fuels me up. And one of those things is competing. Right? So you see all the medals behind me: Spartan races, Ironman races, triathlons, bodybuilding, powerlifting, all the fun stuff that I've tried. So I'm going to be stepping back into racing half Ironman distance because I believe I finished by like top 5% in the world in my age group when I was competing. And that's with my last race, me having completely bombed it because my knee gave out.
Yeah.
I was in a car accident like 2 weeks before the race, hit a wall, both my knees right into the dashboard. So both my knees were really sensitive. And then on the swim was the best swim I've ever had. The bike was the best bike I've ever had. The run, I'm 11 kilometers in, and my knee just gave out. And so I basically had to like limp for the last 11 kilometers. So it was like,
gosh.
what was it, 8 miles? I had to limp for 8 miles.
Wow.
So that added like an hour and a half to my time, but I was still able to kind of position really well. But I would have been my best race so far.
Yeah.
I probably would have finished like top 5 for my age group during that race if I didn't get injured.
Yeah, unfortunately you did. So, but that's still impressive though that you finished.
Yeah, my knee was really hurting. Like I was running downhill, and then I took a step and it just gave out, and I just fell on the floor. And then my knee was like all seized up, and I couldn't put pressure on it. So I would have to like kind of like put a little bit of pressure and like move forward with the other leg.
Yeah.
And then the health team, whatever, the ambulance people were just like, hey, like we can just drive you back, but you have to DNF, so it did not finish. And I was like, I don't want that.
So you're quarreling.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want it, did not finish. They're like, dude, you're halfway through a half marathon.
Yeah.
Like, you had a long ways to go. I was like, fuck it, I'll just finish it. And yeah, it was very painful in the race. Looking back, I still would have done it. I was going to say I shouldn't have done it, but yeah, my knee recovered and I'm fine now. But yeah. So ultimately, I'm getting back into endurance racing for 2024. And then Ivy is going to be training with me a little bit. We're
Yeah,
gonna try
bought
to
a bike.
Yeah, Ivy got a bike. She got a road bike. She has some proof that she got a road bike. Her knees are scabbed. She got bruises on her legs. Her
Before
elbows
even
scabbed.
going for a ride.
Do you want to tell the story?
No.
No. Okay.
Now you can tell the story.
So, to me, I've been
judge.
riding road bikes for a long time. So when Ivy, we found the bike on Facebook Market, so we went to the house to check it out, and it's a long ass driveway. Like it's probably 150 feet long, and it goes uphill like this, and then it turns left, and it's flat, basically where the house is. And so Ivy gets on the bike, and then I'm like, oh, well, like she's like, oh, it's good, let's just buy it. I'm like, you need to test, you
You
need to
look
test
good.
it. Like you need to pedal, make sure it switches gears and everything. And so she hops on it. I'm like, don't turn right, because that's where you go like a steep downhill for 150 feet. I was like, just go left. And she starts to go, and she starts to go right. Her bike starts to wobble, and then she's going towards the downhill. And I'm like, baby, press the brakes. Because like she's holding it, and the brakes are right here. but she's never ridden a road bike before, so she's used to the handles on top with the brakes. And in her brain didn't make the connection that it was the same thing, but just at this angle. And I was like, press the brakes. And she's like, I don't know where they are. I was like, oh, fuck. And she's going downhill, and I got so scared. So I started running towards her to try to catch her. And you just wobble, and eventually I think you just like threw yourself on the ground because you knew that you were going for like a massive downhill if you didn't do that.
My brain was just like, okay, fall, but gracefully. Like, which way without getting hurt? So I just like threw my body on the right side. And like,
you got brutes inside your thighs, your knees scraped, your elbows scraped.
My elbow's still swollen.
Yeah.
But nothing broken, fortunately.
So we're going to get Ivy used to riding a road bike. Those are clip-on. She wasn't clipped on at the time as well. I think that would have made it worse if you were clipped on. We need to get you some shoes, but we're going to train Ivy on a bike trainer on how to clip and unclip efficiently and safely.
I do it in spin class.
But it's not the same. So we'll get you a bike trainer so we can train at home, and then you can kind of like learn to clip and unclip. And
of course.
It's different on the road too. You get to a stoplight, you got to be able to like do it fast and kind of hold your balance.
Yeah, there's a lot of cycling guys here, so I was watching them earlier as I was driving, and like you said, I saw him like he stops, click off, and then started going, and then click back in. And I was like, okay, I have to do that.
Yeah. I still get nervous sometimes when it's time to go. Like you pedal and you're trying to put your foot, and if you miss it, your whole shoe slips. And then if you're biking really slowly, you start to lose your balance. So you're trying to pedal with one foot to get enough speed to have balance. So I still get nervous when I like go to restart. We'll make sure that it's loose so you can easily put your foot in it.
Yeah, and no cars around.
Yeah. So Ivy's gonna be trained for cycling. She's gonna be. She's already started running a little bit with me. And then swimming is going to be the hard one because she doesn't like cold water, and all pools are cold.
Open and cold water.
Yeah. Open waters, I don't like it. I still do it because it's a part of the racing. But I don't know for you guys and for you, but like when I'm in open water, like it bothers me that I don't know what's under me. Yeah, and it's so dark. So every time every Ironman triathlon race that I've ever done, every time I swim and my head is down under the water, my eyes are closed. And I only open them when I turn sideways to breathe, or when I go to look up to see to make sure you're heading in the right direction. Because when you're in open water, there's no lane, right, to kind of fall on the ground. But I close my eyes and then I open them, and then I close my eyes and then I open them. I don't want to see anything under me. I think it'll just make me freak out.
It's all my family's fault because I used to watch like horror film and like Jaw.
Something's coming from under you.
I always think there's like a monster under that's gonna eat me or something. But I just gotta get used to it, I guess. And the cold.
We have a wetsuit, so it's not like it's cold at first, but then you kind of warm up because you're sweating because you're swimming. But it's definitely I feel safer because I'm with a bunch of people. So if there's a monster that's gonna eat someone,
as long as you're faster.
Exactly. There's gonna be other people around you.
Good thinking. Okay.
Yeah. So ultimately, getting back into racing just because I honestly tried to play the game, like being like owning the brand Fit Vegan Coaching and Fit Vegan. Like I just felt like I needed to be like super jacked, like some of my friends like Brian Turner and Nimai Delgado and all those guys. And I was like, I don't like being that big, but I tried to be that big to kind of fit the brand. And then I was like, you know what? Like, screw it. Like, I'm built differently. I'm built for endurance. Like, my hands are paddles. I won't show my feet, but my feet are like made like paddles.
They're like clown shoes.
Yeah, like I'm made to swim and bike and run for just a really long time. So I was like, let me just own that part of me and just go back to doing what I enjoyed. I don't need to be super jacked and super muscular because anyways, you don't feel as good. I used to be 240 pounds and you just like, you don't move the same. Right. I told you, like, my butt was so big at 240 pounds that like I would turn and knock things with my butt, but I didn't know my butt was hitting that stuff because it was so far out.
That's a good problem to have.
Not really. I would climb the stairs and I'd be so out of breath. I don't miss those days of being that big.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that you're getting back to it. So, how much training do you have to do for that? Ice training. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to do all of it with me because that Ironman's pretty long, but probably like. For sure, 10 hours a week of training.
Okay. So that's not so bad.
So 10 to 15 hours. And then when you get to like peak week and you're trying to like get ready closer to the race, you're looking maybe like 20 hours a week of training. It's like a part-time job.
Like 4 hours a day?
No, because like it's spread over like 6 days. So like on the weekend is usually when people do long runs and long bikes. So when I used to compete and train, I would go for like 4-hour bike rides on a Saturday, and then or like 2-hour runs or something like that. So some stuff is shorter, like more tempo based work, and then longer, slower distance on the weekend because you have more time.
Right.
Right? Because like no one on the team is going to try to get a hold of me on the weekend, so it's pretty tough for me to leave for 4 hours midday for a bike ride. So yeah, we'll have like 1 or 2 training sessions a day during the week, some time off, and then on the weekend it'll be the longer runs or the longer bike. Yeah. So when I run, Ivy will be biking with me, and then when I bike, Ivy will do a portion of the biking with me. Yeah, keep me up with me.
With my little legs.
Yeah, swimming, she can do it with me as well. I've got to teach her how to swim more efficiently. I never seen Ivy swim. That's one thing. In 2 years of being together,
I float.
when we were training at Equinox, you got your bathing suit, and then she stepped in the water and it was so cold. She was like, "No, I'm not doing this. This is too cold." I'm like, "You're gonna warm up." So that's the closest I got to seeing you swim.
Yeah, I know.
So, well, even if she does like a sprint triathlon, which I think is like 800-meter swim, like 10 or 20 kilometer bike, and I think it's like a 2.5 kilometer. I think it's a 5 kilometer run, a 5K run. Yeah, that's the shortest distance, and it's super fun for those of you guys that have done triathlon. Like the transition in between, like you go from swimming, you take off your suit or your bathing suit, and then you put on your shoes, and you trying to hurry up to jump on the bike, and you start biking. And then when you go from biking to running, you take off your shoes, you get ready, you get changed, and you start running. It's such a weird feeling because your legs are used to pushing and going in circles, and then you're upright, and now you're running. It's such a weird feeling in your legs. They're numb for the first like 2-3 kilometers.
How do you change? Like, is there like a post where?
So I have
waiting?
a one piece. I have a one piece that does everything.
Oh, cool.
So if you do like, for most races, they're open water. So I'll have like a one piece triathlon suit that has padding for cycling, but it's not too thick that it would soak up a ton of water. So you have your wetsuit over it. You swim, and then you just get really efficient at stripping your wetsuit, removing it, put your socks, your cycling shoes on, your helmet, your glasses, grab your bike, and then you run. You go into the start line and you start biking. And once you come back, same thing. Remove the helmet, remove your cycling shoes, put on your running shoes, and then go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
and you just leave your stuff there?
Yeah, you have your own station. You have to rack your bike back in the same spot, and then all your stuff is just there. You grab your goo gels, your belt for your stuff, and then you just start running.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's where a lot of people lose races, is they're too slow during the transition zones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we'll get to practice that. Yeah. I would do that with my coach when I lived in Vancouver. We'd go to the ocean and we'd swim, and then we'd run off the beach, and we just get used to like getting dried up really fast and kind of changing and jumping on a bike and biking. Like we wouldn't bike the full thing, but we just get used to doing the transition faster.
So you're used to taking off and putting back things on.
Yeah. And wetsuits are so hard too to put on.
Tight.
Yeah. You put a garbage bag over your hand and you slide your arm in it. And then same thing for your foot. You put your garbage bag and you put your foot through it, and you just slide right through. So
that's a good trick.
Yeah, for people that like have a hard time with that, because I see people just like fighting and pulling and trying to bring it up. Yeah, you just put a garbage bag and you just like like a grocery bag, like a grocery bag from any store, and you just like slide your hand through it, slide your hand, slide your legs.
Plastic bag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you just remove the bag, and then your suit's pretty much just you have to like pull it up a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to teach me all the tricks.
Got a lot of tricks. Yeah.
What else?
So I think that's pretty much it. What I had on my list, like just updating people. We're getting married. We're going to Hawaii.
Tempe's still alive and kicking. We just took him to the groomer.
He's somewhere around the house. He's looking fresh. We have a few travels. We're going to Florida again for a World Poker Tour.
And then Vegas.
Went to Vegas. We're going to Colorado for a doctor conference. We're moving in a few months. Still in California, but there's a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
Keeping
pretty
busy.
Exciting.
Yeah. And I think that's pretty much it. Anything that you want to share with the people before we wrap up this little video? Kind of like a podcast, but.
No, I mean, I'm just really excited for the skincare launch. That's what I've been working on lately, and also helping Fit Vegan with a lot of things. Oh, and we're going to an event this weekend, so I look forward to that.
Yeah, it's a fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're
for children with cancer or going through cancer.
Yeah. So it's going to be on the day that this podcast goes live, basically. It's going to be that Saturday night.
And we get to dress up. Another
I'm a black t-shirt and jeans type of guy.
Clothes on our gym clothes, living in LA, and it's like your uniform all day long.
Yeah, pretty much. We work out in the morning, and then I sometimes, if I'm not recording, I'll just stay in my gym clothes all day. I was like,
I showered and I changed the gym clothes again. That's like my clothes for the rest
I'm a
of
guy.
the
I'm a
day.
little bit different.
I
like,
shower.
No one can smell me through the camera. Only Ivy gets to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm so lucky.
Awesome. Well, I think that's pretty much it. So guys, thank you very much for listening. If you guys want more videos like this, let us know. We can definitely make this like a monthly thing maybe.
Or topics to talk about.
Yeah, topics to talk about. You can comment them in the comment section below. We're going to try and do a fitness video at one point. It's just so tough, even for the gym in our building. There's just so many people, and it's not that big that if I set up the tripod to kind of film, it's super clunky and people don't want to be in the shot. So I'm trying to be respectful of other people as well. So we're going to try to
do it either super early or later, maybe. In the evening.
Or when we get an office, just maybe throw some gym equipment in there and then just record for our own stuff.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah, we got some cool stuff coming, right? Like we made a few pivots for Fit Vegan Coaching to helping endurance athletes shift their body composition, because a lot of endurance athletes are skinny fat. Like a lot of the weekend warriors are skinny fat. The only ones that are really like lean and shredded are like the professional athletes, because they're training like 30 hours a week, but that's not realistic for most people that work a job. So shifting to helping people that love endurance sports, right? Whether it's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, half Ironman, triathlon, whatever it may be, get some abs and be able to have like incredible stamina. So if that's something that you're interested in, there's a link down below where you can book your free call with our Fit Vegan coaching team. So you might book a call with Ivy. So Ivy does those initial consultation calls to see how we can help people and see if we can build a game plan to help on their transformation. So if something interested, book the call down below. And thank you for listening. Thank you, Ivy, for coming on.
Anytime. You know where to find me.
I know where you live. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Chat.